this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius season. This is going to be, I'm not sure where I'm going to post this yet, so just whenever you see this, just know this applies for Sagittarius season. And the main energy that I'm picking up, Sagittarius is all about philosophy. So when we're dealing with philosophy, we're dealing with how we feed ourselves intellectually. Now, Sagittarius is the opposite of Gemini. So you could be interacting with some of those signs. You could have those signs in your chart, but the dominant energy for Sagittarius season I'm seeing is how we feed our mental space. When it's dealing with philosophy, it's dealing with what we think. So how do we get our philosophy? Some people get that through travel during this time. Some people get that through experiencing different cultures. Some of you might be called upon to do certain rituals, like just using your incense more, or tapping into your chakras, or any type of like Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, whatever that is for you. Sagittarius is really calling upon you to follow your own path when it comes to this. So I want to see what's influencing this. Some of you guys, it could be pregnancy, like this could be a new beginning of some sort with a stork. This could be the energy of something very new about to hatch into your life. Now, I always say with the stork, I automatically say pregnancy just so you could know, but it's definitely something, yeah, there's some sort of wish fulfillment coming in for the collective, especially with the star. It talks about wishes coming true and the stork. So this is about like, I think this is more about mental preparation, getting into that space. For some of you, Paris just popped up. Some of you guys might be going to Paris or have an opportunity to go to Paris. That's for some of you. But this could be definitely dealing with travel and foreign lands and dreams. And so right now you're being encouraged to tap into the energy and the frequency of what you truly desire in terms of travel, in terms of, you know how sometimes we have these big dreams and it's like they stay so distant. But like, this is the time to find a fucking book of someone who's done it. Read an article, find a blog, tap in. Yeah, so we have the seer cornering the reading. And now when we're dealing with the seer, we're dealing with our intuition. So this is letting me know that like during this time in Sagittarius season, it's very important to trust your own philosophy, to trust your own desires. If you look really closely at the seer, she's holding her future in her hand. And there's something about incense, smells, smell goods, environment. Prime your environment during this time, guys, during Sagittarius season. Prime your environment. Make sure that your environment matches what you ultimately want. So, for example, let's just use the Paris example. If you really want to go to Paris and you've never been there, maybe find a YouTube channel of someone who fits your lifestyle who's gone. So if you're a mom and you're with kids, maybe someone who's taken their kids before. If you're single, you know, and I've done that before. I went to Paris by myself, you know, single. Find something like that. But whatever you do, like print off a picture of the Eiffel Tower or a place you want to go. Find out how much the hotels are. It's like you give yourself more to work with when you are tapping into the environment and frequency. So because a lot of you guys what we're doing during Sagittarius season is a lot of us are healing our inner child. This is the time to give your inner child the desires of your heart, especially since we're dealing with children. Some of you guys could find out during this time that you're pregnant, or there could be something really significant about one of your children if you do have children. There's been a lot of healing during this time. So this is the time that, you know, Scorpio season is kind of like the past energy with the cross. Scorpio kind of goes into the depths, man. And you see how there's a cross here? There could be some tied to your faith. Now, your faith can look your faith is designed to look, how do I even say this? Your faith should be a personal experience. This is the time, Sagittarius, when we're dealing with philosophy and books. Some of you guys could be like, man, I really want to pull out my Bible, or I really want to read the Quran, or I really want to study the Apocrypha, or I want to dive into ancient texts or rituals or more science or whatever that is, because I'm seeing that there's been a layer shed with Scorpio season. Scorpio season's about releasing. So if you're feeling this is not the time. This is not the time to be feeling conflicted. If you're still in this energy, that's okay. But just know it's gonna take longer for these blessings to come in, because you activate it by there's some sort of research, some sort of like planning mode, and it's not about just material things. Things will be provided with you for this with a star, because you're doing it for your inner self. And there's been a lot of shadow work. This is what shadow work looks like. And I was just saying to my brother the other day, because we have these long spiritual talks, and I was saying that the purpose of your shadow self is to guard your light. When you're little and you're young, it's like you give it all away. You don't know that like your parents could hurt you, your friends could hurt you. You have no experience. You're coming in here regardless of past lives or how you feel about that, because everyone has a different perspective. But you're so raw, and you have so much light, and then life hits. Situations hit. And sometimes that can take a hit on our inner self, and that shadow is the part of us that we embrace. And it's like, okay, I might be kind, but don't fuck with me. I have boundaries. It's like when you give your shadow self time, like during Scorpio seasons or whenever it's a water moon, to really dig in and to clean out and to cut mother effers off and to really go into that. That's how you open up your blessings. So I'm seeing this is a time of due diligence. So you just see where you are on the spectrum of this reading, and you can apply it to that. Because what's happening is your aura, the number 37 for some of you could be relevant, but the aura, and this equals 10, so it's about completion. This aura is so integrated. I love how it's up in space. There's just and look how these two energies are translucent. And my belief about angels and angelic spirits is that they're translucent. Even look at this, translucent. All of these right here are translucent energies. It's like transcending. So it's almost like your miracles are going to take the shape and form of the work you've done. So make sure that, it's not about things always being positive and great, but when there are things going on that are unseen and there's been challenges and we can't really see how we're going to move forward, know that you're in a shadow time. So this is the time to work on everything you don't see. So like we have the seer. Some of you guys might just start to feel like, you know what? I'm starting to tap back into my intuition again. I'm starting to be more optimistic again. And don't make the mistake of being like, my life is now great. And I won't ever experience any contrast. This is more about, see how she's not looking at it? This is all about your third eye, guys. Your third eye and your crown. She's even wearing a crown. Your crown energy. And there's a crown here too. There's a crown. And this could even be a couple for some of you. A couple, because we have a feminine and a masculine and a child. So some of you, what you could be attracting in is someone that you could have a family with, a family dynamic with. But what I'm seeing with the crown and third eye energy, guys, is that it's like when things seem dark, this is the next level I'm seeing for our collective, is that we're going to be able to, when you can't see it, that's when you work on everything you can't see. Work on your spirit, work on your optimism, work on your rituals, work on your diet, because your diet is also what we feed ourselves, and that affects our chakras. When you can't see the blessings, you're in a seeded position. Seed as in a seed that you plant and it will grow. And it's like all dead energy with the cross will pass away and new will come in with the stork. So allow yourself, when you don't see it, see how she's not looking at it? You can feel it. So she's in the darkness. This is kind of like Scorpio energy. A lot of you guys have planted some seeds, and there's something very significant about the springtime. So if you want your spring to be popping and you want to see like the beautiful whatever you have planted kind of sprout up and inspire your inner child, I'm seeing that your aura is like, the aura is almost like it's unbothered, where it's not around a lot of chaos. It's in its own sacred space. So this is the time to create that sacred space to foster that philosophy. And yeah, we have the anchor. So the next chapter for the Sagittarius season, that's a water energy, but it's funny, we have the stars, so it's kind of like air and water. But with the anchor, you put the anchor down because that's where you want it to be. And remember how I was talking about being seated? So it's like, no matter where you are, I'm seeing that your vibration is one of a kind. It's on its own. That's very Sagittarius. It's like because your mindset and your vibration is so on point, and dream and wish fulfillment is coming true. But you see, the chandelier almost looks like an anchor itself, but it almost looks like a skeleton. It's like you taking that shadow self with you and allowing that part of you to actually work for you, knowing that, okay, when I don't see shit coming in, and I might be surrounded by turbulence, I can always drop the anchor. I can rest. I can take a pause. I know that things are always working out for me. If I can't see it, I can feel it. And if I can't feel it, I can get help. And if I get help, I know who I can get. It's like almost like learning how to prepare for the winters is what Sagittarius does, because after the winter comes the spring. Let's see the last one. Yeah, and we have the fox. The fox is an animal spirit crowning the reading. Excuse me, guys, I'm getting over a cold. But the fox spirit is very interesting to me because the fox is like, when you done seen some shit, so some of you guys, this could resonate or not, just take it how it does. But the fox is a very powerful spirit that sometimes gets demonized as just sneaky, just evil, just two-faced, but it's not true. In fact, the fox spirit is about things from different perspectives. It's like when you've been in situations where things have been shady, or that's like the shadow aspect. So maybe when you were younger, you did what you had to do to get by, or you've seen people kind of take advantage of people, but you're aware, you're sharp since your childhood. It's not the naive kindness where you're like, I'm kind and I just love everybody because I'm loving. It's like I'm kind to those that I am aware of, that are because I see you. Like the fox is like those sharp senses. Like I see you, boo boo, because I'm up. My vibration is so high that I can see. I have almost like a remote viewing. Some of you guys might notice that in your dreams, you might start having remote viewing dreams where you're able to tap in and see things. Your spiritual gifts could be aligning and transcending. Let me know if this is true for you, because I'm seeing something about dreams, not just dreams in terms of like, oh, I really love to do this, it came true, but also your literal dreams. Especially with the seer, your psychic gifts are definitely increasing, and one of them is like a shadow aspect of like, some of you guys can see through the bullshit because you've been lied to, or maybe you've done the lying, but that's the shadow integration. And it's like that aspect is going to aid you because your kindness is genuinely distributed. So for this Sagittarius season, I'm picking up a lot of throat chakra energy. And I'm picking up a lot of like utilizing your third eye, which is being able to sense in the spirit realm, but also the crown, where you're able to walk out and make literal decisions in your waking life based upon a strong feminine energy, based upon a strong yin presence. So I hope this blesses you and assists you on what to expect for Sagittarius season in my collective, how to utilize the energies for your benefit. And I'm seeing a much more grounded place. It's almost like you're grounded as deep as you can get, which is the shadow with the anchor, but you're up as high as you possibly can. And that's what the contrast is. It's like being able to be as grounded, that's the root chakra, like in it, and then all that red, just like peaceful, grounded, almost away from the noise, but also be as high as possible, crown chakra, away from the noise. And this creates the star. So if you're wondering how close you are, it's about your ability to ground yourself in real life, with real life things going on, but also spiritually with your spiritual gifts. So it's very masculine and feminine, creates the star. And the star always talks about something coming true because you have aligned. And it will feel like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. But it's really the work that you've done. And it's like you've done it on a huge level. Your chakras are more aligned than they've ever been. So this is the time to truly get your rituals down for your chakras. Maybe learn more about your chakras during this time with the book energy. Like find out what they mean and how to nurture them, because that's what your shadow self needs Like maybe go put your feet in some grass, maybe go look at some water, get outside. This is definitely, I don't know what your climate is, whenever you're watching this, but definitely if you can, get some sun. I know it's winter. I'm in Arizona, so, but even if it's snowing wherever you are, get outside just for a little bit, even if it's to walk to the mailbox or just, I'm just picking that up for the collective. And definitely prime your environment. Like, I'm just picking up incense and books and education, and like, kind of like, if you want this spring to hit harder than it's ever hit, I'm telling you, this is the season right now.